Shelley, would you do roll call?
Keith Austin.
Here.
Wes Snowfire.
Hey.
Harley Buzzard. Here. Joe Bird. Juliana Coates. Sean Crittenden.
Aye.
Joe Deere.
Aye.
Mike Dobbins.
Here.
Kaden Duncan. Rex Jordan. Daryl Legg. Dora Petzkowski.
Here.
Mike Shambaugh.
Here.
Mary Bakershaw.
Aye.
Leo Smith.
Here.
Denise Taylor. Here. Victoria Vesquez.
Aye.
We have a quorum.
Thanks, Shelley. Can I ask for an approval of the minutes?
So moved.
Do you have a second?
Second.
Okay. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Sounds unanimous to me. Reports. We have, do we have any of our directors online with us? I doubt it.
No, sir.
Okay.
Just about here.
We have reports from several, and but the main thing I want to do is welcome our new Executive Director of Education, Mr. Cory Bunch. I asked him to actually be here in person because we've had a great deal of change in our education department through the summer, and he is now the man leading it all, and I want you all to get to know him. So please welcome Executive Director Cory Bunch.
Thank you, Counselor Austin.
My pleasure. Well, I appreciate you taking the time today in these unusual circumstances. And last week I had the pleasure of sitting with you and your team for probably an hour and a half and getting to know the new team members. I'd appreciate if you'd bring us all up to date about the changes in leadership and where we're going.
Certainly, sure will. You guys have probably heard, but there have been a lot of changes in the education services. I started on June the 1st, so I'm kind of getting my feet wet, but I just want to first of all say I appreciate the hospitality that I've received from everybody at Cherokee Nation. It's just a terrific place to be. There's so many great people, and I sincerely appreciate that. But first of all, I want to mention that Mark Vance is Deputy Director of Education Services. We've got a new superintendent at Sequoia Schools, Mr. Patrick Moore. We have a new principal at Sequoia. Her name is Natalie Cloud. We have a new director of JOM, that's Carolyn Allen. And very soon we'll have a senior advisor come on board, Aaron Emberton. And I was telling Mr. Austin just a few minutes ago that as soon as we receive all of their work numbers, their cell phone numbers, we will forward those to Gail to distribute to you. We haven't received all those numbers yet, but we should receive those in the next week or so. We'll forward those to you. But a lot of change, but I can tell you, we also bring a lot of experience from an education standpoint. I myself come from a family of educators. I was telling Counselor Crittenden just a few minutes ago, both of my grandmothers retired from Bell School. One was a school cook, and one was a public school teacher. My granny Forkiller, she had 9 kids, and 8 out of her 9 kids wound up working in school systems. And as you can imagine, a lot of the grandkids did too. So I've been in and around schools my entire life. It's my passion. I love helping people, and I can't wait to get started helping even more people here at Cherokee Nation Education Services.
Thank you. Would you briefly, with the other leaders, Superintendent Moore and Vance and so forth, just tell a little bit more about them, where
Sure.
they came from, what brought them here?
Sure. I'll start with, well, first of all, I'll start and say that they're all Cherokee citizens. So that was a great hires on all of them. But Mr. Moore, he has a good working knowledge of other BIE operated schools and facilities. He spent some time as principal and superintendent at Riverside. He's actually spent some time previously at Sequoia Schools. He did some of his intern teaching there and served as a paraprofessional. But he also worked at Jones Academy. He knows Mr. Tony Dearman well from the BIE director. So he brings with us a lot of knowledge and experience and connections. And we know that all those things will help him excel at Sequoia Schools. Miss Natalie Cloud, she's the new principal at Sequoia Schools. She's got decades of experience in different settings, some in administration, but she comes to us from Tahlequah Public School System, and she is just an expert in many areas. I've had discussions with her actually about the reopening of our schools, and she's already got a terrific head start on that, and that's probably one of our biggest concerns right now with reopening schools in the fall. So she's got a head start on that. Mr. Vance, of course, you guys probably know him well, but he was a longtime coach for several years at different schools, and he's just a great person. He's terrific with kids. He's had time as experience with the JOM director here at Cherokee Nation. He's worked well with public schools out in the different counties. So that's how I kind of got to know Mark, but I'm excited to work with him. He and I share a lot of the same ideas as far as education of kids. Mr. Emberton, I believe, comes to us from Sequoia County. Is that right, Mr. Smith? I have not actually met Mr. Emberton at this point. He was selected before I came on board. So, but I hear wonderful things. I hear that he can pretty much do a little bit of everything, kind of a jack of all trades type of person. And so I can't wait to meet him.
Now, you missed one person in there.
Okay, is that myself?
That's yourself.
Okay, like I said, I come from a family of educators, so I feel like I've been in school for 40 years. I actually started out at a Cherokee Nation Head Start program in Stillwell when I was about 2.5 years old. So I attended public schools in Adair County, at Marietta and Peavine and Stillwell. My parents moved to Northwest Arkansas, so I actually graduated high school in Fayetteville. But I came back home after that. I attended school at NSU to become a teacher, and I taught at Marietta School. At the same time, I went back to school to get a master's degree, and I got a degree in school administration. From there, I moved on to Sequoia Schools and was actually a principal there for a couple of years. And so when I worked for education services there, I also helped with the Cherokee Heritage Center, and later spent some time as Deputy Director of Education Services. From that point, I transitioned back to Marietta School. I spent 7 or 8 years as principal there. It's a great K-8 school over in Adair County. And the last couple of years, I've been superintendent at Zion Public School.
Excellent. Now, any positions yet to be filled in leadership?
We do have one position that we are about to wrap up our interview process on, and that is the principal at the Language Immersion School. So we should have a recommendation for that by the end of this week, and we hope to move to be hiring as quickly as possible for that position.
FYI for everybody, I've asked him to provide us with a organization chart, which he'll be getting very shortly. There's just some fine tuning in that chart that needs to be happened. So a chart with contact information for each of the new directors, so that directors and lead people, so that we know who to contact for what. I'm ready to open the floor for questions, and Counselor.
I'm just going to make a comment. It's not a question, but I taught school with your grandmother there.
I remember that.
For years, and so you come from a good family, and appreciate you coming on board with the background you had. I don't think we could have found anybody really more qualified. That's our tribal members, and going out searching. So we really appreciate you wanting to do this. It is a challenge, but you have an outstanding staff to work with. If there's anything we can do from a council standpoint, we really appreciate that. Now, I think we still have a vacancy in the boys basketball coach as well. Correct?
That's correct. I believe we may have finished all of our interviews on that as well, and made a recommendation and waiting on a response from HR.
Well, we're in good hands. Thank you for coming on board. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you.
Appreciate
that.
Counselor Smith, I think I saw your hand go up. Didn't you? Are there other people with questions? Yes.
Yeah, just a comment. I just glad to see Cory doing this duty. Cory and I grew up together. We're not too many people back. We have same grandmother, Shell, not too many generations back, and we're cousins. We swung on the same grapevines behind
That's true.
Edith's house, and I think me and him, Bo, and one of my cousins got into a rock fight one time back there. But I've watched him. We worked together at the casino. I watched him just be what he does, professional individual, and just rise up. And I can't say enough good things about him, and look forward to working with you.
I appreciate that.
Thank you.
I failed to mention that I did spend several years working at West Alum Springs Casino while I was attending NSU. It was a terrific learning experience, and had I not had that experience, I wouldn't have been as successful as a school administrator as well. So, appreciate the comment, Sean. Council President.
Are there, yes, Harley?
Yes, congratulations, Cory. You mentioned Mr. Emberton a while ago, but I missed what's his job title?
His job title is Senior Advisor to Education Services.
Okay.
So his first assignment is going to be working with Sequoia Schools and the immersion program, and just making sure that we get the reopening plan nailed down as much as possible.
Any other questions or comments? Mr. Chief of Staff?
If I might, I'd like to brag on, I'm just going to say I'm excited about our education team that we've assembled. We've got Cory, and when you get the opportunity to meet Patrick Moore, he's a presence. He's a guy I literally had to look up to, and I think the students at Sequoia are going to connect well with both he and Mrs. Cloud. And so I am very excited about the direction that we're going with education. I'm excited about their vision, their leadership, their experience, and how all those things intertwine. And then we throw COVID-19 in the mix of that, and this is a good test for them for creativity and thought about how we can change and adapt and make sure that our education system not only is intact, but it's better. And Mr. Emberton that we discussed a little bit comes from Carl Albert State College. I met him in passing some time ago, and I was quite impressed by him. This is a position that previously Dr. Morton served in capacity in education. And I think Mr. Emberton will be a great rover with a breadth of information and ability to employ technology across our education system. And so with some of our CARES Act dollars, we've been doing some 3D printing, and we've printed ear guards, we've printed the retrofits for the snorkeling masks to create oxygen-rich environments that you don't have to intubate somebody and put them on a ventilator. You can actually create a more oxygen-rich environment, and that's actually now what the United States is saying is the more appropriate treatment plan. So with those 3D printers, our plan has always been that we're going to reemploy those at Sequoia High School. So we're trying to get our kids greater access to technology and resources to inspire creativity, science, technology, engineering, and math. And so I am super excited about Cory and the rest of the education team that have joined our education system, and I expect great things and great improvements across our education system. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilor Duncan?
Oh, I just want to echo some of the sentiments that's been said here today. I've known Cory a long time. Worked with him when he was at Marietta, and he's was my daughter's superintendent at Zion, and he's always looking for new things constantly. He gets one thing going and finished, and he's on to the next, and that's what I'm excited about. Also, Sean and I had a food distribution at Westfield School the other day, and here come Cory with his work gloves on, and we had a traffic jam coming over the railroad tracks, and Cory said, well, I'll go fix that, and he was out there directing traffic and got that fixed, come back and was unloading boxes with us. So I think he's ready to work, and I'm excited and proud to hear, Cory.
Thank you.
Yes, Wes.
Probably just a Cory, welcome aboard. Sorry, I know Adair County. I wasn't raised there, I wasn't born there. Going to Rocky Mountain, knew your brothers, knew everybody from the family, great people. Excited to have you aboard. One request that I got, I know it's something kind of off, a little bit of topic. It's a little different. Is I talked with Keys Public School, their superintendent, on some upcoming needs in this fall. And I just wanted to address it here, and maybe all the other counselors might want to take a look at some of their schools, and maybe we've had some requests. And I know they're looking at one-on-one kind of technology system, and a fear that they may have to go back to homeschooling, and what kind of funding we can do to look at helping out with. They had spoken about Chromebooks with maybe a hotspot included in on it for a year subscription. I know it was probably already been discussed over on the administration side. But I got an email from them, and I know actually Woodall, they actually stepped up, and they're in the hole financially, but they went ahead and just purchased it all already because they knew that this is something that their kids might address. And I know that's going to be something that Sequoia is looking at doing too, but this is something I'd bring up as I've been talking to them and looking at what we could do to kind of help fund those things.
Mr. Chairman, is it all right if I address that question?
Certain.
That's a terrific question, and actually the Chief of Staff, Enloe, has already asked us to reach out to the public schools, so we're developing a survey to send out to the public school administrators in the 14 counties as quickly as we possibly can to kind of get a feel for what their needs are, if it's technology, if it's hotspots, or if it's PPE, whatever it might be, so that they can let us know so that we can hopefully figure out a way to get them some resources as quickly as possible. We know that every district operates a little bit differently, so and there's different technologies being employed, but we are definitely, that's one of our primary goals. So if you have any administrators out there that ask you about it, please tell them that they should be hearing from us any day now.
Perfect. All right, I'll go ahead and forward you what email I've gotten from them and discussions that we've had, so that we have that included on it. So, all right, appreciate it. Look forward to it.
Anybody else? You've done a really good job, apparently, because they're just not rich with that deep of questions.
Don't want to bombard them too quick.
I will say that I was extraordinarily impressed with the team that's been put together. I know I had some knowledge of you and Carolyn Allen and Mark Vance, of course, but the other two teammates I didn't know at all, Patrick Moore and Miss Cloud. And I could see from visiting with them, they both truly are uniquely qualified for the task they're being asked to do. And I believe Mr. Moore truly brings a wealth of knowledge that is such a unique package for us to be able to tap into. That's a rare find. This is a rare find to get this group of people with these particular talents all on your team at the same time. So I truly expect some wonderful things to happen out of our education department in the time coming forward. And I think it's a time that we need to celebrate this. It's really exciting to me. So thank you, and we look forward to getting your information, the organization chart, and the contact information, and wish you the absolute best as you go forward with the school in the way that we need to do school this year.
Thank you very much.
Whatever that looks like.
Thank you.
Thank you. Now, we have the three other directors here, but they're not physically here, but I want to make sure if there are any questions for any of those, that we give an opportunity to direct those towards the people that can get us that information. So does anybody have any questions for Diane Kelly relating to vocational programs or talking leaves or career services? How about Vernon Thompson regarding Head Start? And Patrick Moore, of course, with Sequoia High School. We spoke a lot about him, but he's not here to report today. Yes.
I'd just love to say, maybe next meeting we could have Patrick come. That way we could get acquainted with him and visit with him a bit.
I'd be happy to welcome that. Anything else? Good deal. Any old business, no old business pending, no new business pending, and it looks like the next meeting is tentatively scheduled for July 13th at 3:00 PM. I need a motion to adjourn. So moved, second. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned.